Welcome to the DRF Watch, featuring the top 10 for the Queen's Plate. This list compiled by Ron Gearking, Alex Campbell of the Daily Racing Forum, and Keith McCalmont of the Woodbine Media Department. This second edition sees a little bit of movement. Super excited. We have a couple of fillies possibly competing in the Queen's Plate this year, including Wonder Godot, who has caught so many eyes over the last few months, and a new addition to the board, and that is Dixie Moon. Here's Ron Gearking with his thoughts on her.
Yeah, Dixie Moon was a bang-up second last Saturday in the Grade 3 Celine. The horse who beat her out by a neck that day, she almost threatened the track record, and the winning buyer was 85 for that race, and it was a really good race, one of the better Queen's Plate preps this year by a local horse. Talking to Catherine Day Phillips this week, she was definitely going to point for the Oaks on June 9th. She was sort of non-committal about the plate at this point, which is understandable. I mean, she did win the Oaks a couple years ago with Neshama, and she passed up the plate after that. But yeah, Cooler Mike was one of three plate nominees in an allowance race last Sunday at Woodbine, and he ran best of the three. He led all the way. The track was kind of speed, and he did set a moderate pace, but he was all out to hold off a Cassie runner who was maybe fairly well regarded, and it was a pretty good race. Now, he had the blinkers that day. He was a little sharp. I don't know how that's going to pan out when he goes a little farther in the trial and maybe the plate, but it was a good race. The horse who was third in that race, Nipawa, he was favored. We had him at fourth last week on our rankings, and we bumped him to 10th after finishing maybe a bit of a disappointing third. He was a little rank in the race. He had a bit of trouble, but I think he's been a bit of an underachiever since he broke his maiden impressively at Gulfstream back in January. So.
Thanks, Ron. Hey, Ron's a realist. It's not always about finding the positive strengths of each and every horse. It's sometimes identifying the weaknesses, too. That's the most important part of identifying the key contenders. Great things from Dixie Moon, though, definitely. She really looks like she's coming into her own, and I love the fact that she is maybe a contender. I don't know. We'll have to see the connections go. But off this race in the Celine, she certainly becomes a part of the discussion. There she is right there. Here's the eventual winner. And we'll get a chance to see as they battle right down to the wire.
On the inside, tackled by Miss Momentum. And Miss Momentum and Dixie Moon neck and neck. It's Miss Momentum on the outside in front. Miss Momentum and Dixie Moon, and Miss Momentum has gone on to win the Celine.
Great to see Miss Momentum run well, but even better to see Dixie Moon come up with a big effort. All right, let's fast forward here to Cooler Mike. This is from his last start. Distance limitations, possibly. This is him in front, and we're going to take a look at Nipawa as well, who's back here, and find out exactly what he did that didn't impress Ron.
Cooler Mike in front, leads inside the furlong. March to the Arch is trying to split horses near the inside, and Cooler Mike in front, and running home is March to the Arch really well. Cooler Mike on the inside. Cooler Mike from March to the Arch flying in the photo, and Nipawa and Piper's Warrior.
Cooler Mike hanging on, Nipawa trying but not quite getting there. You know, a lot can happen from week to week, and that is why it's so important to tune in to this updated every week edition of the Queen's Plate Top 10. It's the DRF Watch. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.